When musical theatre people hear the word Cats, you get either one of two reactions. Oh, Cats. That Andrew Lloyd Webber one. Oh, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Yeah, I know that Cats is one of his ones. Yeah. It's alright. It's a bit weird, but it's alright. And then randomly you'll have some people who go, oh my god, I love that show. I actually like Cats the musical. The storyline is a little bit odd. I really like the music and I love the dancing in it. The choreography is brilliant. But then they came out with Cats the movie. And I'm pretty sure everybody in the theatre community collectively went, okay. But the film industry is what it is, and they came out with Cats the movie. It's had some interesting reviews. I avoided it like the plague for a year. I could not even fathom the thought of actually watching it after seeing the trailer. I just went, you know what, I'm gonna stick with my happy memories of seeing this show live with Delta Goodrem as Grizabella. I'm gonna keep that happy in my memories. But then pandemic happened, I was stuck at home, and I saw it on Prime Video. It was there, sitting there, waiting for me, looking at me, going, Kat, watch me, please, watch me. I just went, you know what? Stuff it, I'm gonna watch it. After avoiding it for a year and a bit, I finally watched Cats, and I have some thoughts. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kat. I do a lot of lifestyle vlogging and theatre content on YouTube. And if that's something that you might like, please think about hitting that subscribe button so that you can see more of my videos to come. First of all, if you don't know what Cats is, or if you've seen the show and seen the film and you still don't know what it is, let me give you the most basic rundown of what this film slash show is about. It is literally about a bunch of cats competing for the opportunity to die and get reborn into another life. That's it. That is the most basic storyline that I can give you on what this show is about. My first thoughts on the film with this storyline is that they really fleshed it out a lot more. They really made a point of introducing each person, they're not person, they're cats. What are you saying? They really made a point of introducing each cat that wanted to compete, which I really liked because the show is sung through and it really gets confusing on like, oh, you've got this one and this one and this one. Are they just introducing each other, or are they just saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here? No, they're making a point of why they should be reborn into this new life. Let's go into what I actually thought about this film. First thing I really liked was that they gave Victoria, the white cat, a more fleshed out backstory and storyline. Victoria in the show is just there. She's a ballet cat and she doesn't really do anything except for dance. They gave her a more prominent part. They even gave her a song. It was a nice song. It didn't really, for me, fit in with the rest of the songs. Even though Taylor Swift did write it with Andrew Lloyd Webber, it still had a different feel. It had more of a poppy feel and it didn't really flow as much with the rest of the music that I would like. It still was a beautiful song, and I liked that they gave it to Victoria because everybody who's seen the musical knows who Victoria is. She's the gorgeous white cat who does ballet. But let's get on to the CGI. Lord, it was weird and unnerving watching that CGI. I love the fact in the show that each cat has different colors and you have different breeds. You have cats with short hair, you have cats with long manes, and you can see that they all have different breeds of cats. But in this one, everybody was literally a domestic short hair cat, and it was all the same style of fur, and it really just made everybody the same, and I didn't like it. I liked the diversity of all the different cats, like the different breeds of cats. Why couldn't you make different breeds and different styles of hair? It would make it even more fun. Going off of weird things with the CGI, I saw feet. Bare feet. I saw toes, like human toes. And in the show, everybody's wearing jazz shoes. You're not looking at their feet going, oh, they're barefoot. It was weird when you have some cats having sneakers because they're hip hop cats and they breakdancing cats, which is great, but then the rest of the cats are bare feet. I mean, if you're gonna have some cats with shoes on, then why not have them have all shoes on? Why not give Victoria point shoes so she can do her point work when she's actually dancing and not looking like she's literally on the toe of her foot? And choices. Keep her on going with the CGI. I actually got used to the cats and the way that they move. I got used to it. What I did not get used to and what gave me nightmares were those mice and the cockroaches. Those mice. Oh my gosh. As soon as I saw those mice in Jenny Anydott's number, which is Rebel Wilson's number, in my head all I thought was, what happened to just putting them in little cute mice outfits like in the show? Like you couldn't do that? You had to put, I I have no words. It's gonna give me nightmares. And the cockroaches, the exact same thing. I mean, if you're going, just put them in a costume. Don't need to CGI it. You don't. Please no. Like, okay, I'm gonna move on from the CGI. I'm moving on from it. Move on, cat. I love that they gave magical Mr. Mistopheles a more bigger part in the show. He's only in there for one number, but I love that they gave him a bit more of a backstory. Same with Victoria, and they gave them a cute little story together, and I actually liked that. I like that they were able to flesh out these characters a bit more, and I thought it was very cute. Let's talk Rebel Wilson as Jenny Anydots. Rebel Wilson is talented. I will give her that. She is so talented. I'm so proud of her for being an Aussie and going out there. I will say that Jenny Anydots was played as too much as a comedian for me. She didn't need to try to be too funny. There were a lot of jokes in there that didn't need to be there. I don't mind Jenny Anydots being funny because that's part of her character, but it was funny in a lot of parts, but I think it was just a little bit too much. Going on to Jason Derulo as Rum Tum Tugger, I really liked him as that character. I think he sang him well. I think he did the dancing well. I think he had the essence, but I will say I am a sucker for the Rum Tum Tugger in the original show. He's just too much charisma in the show, and I don't think anybody could top the show version of Rum Tum Tugger. It's just, I don't think anybody could actually top the original Rum Tum Tugger. Moving on, they gave Macavity a storyline of being this kidnapper so he could actually have the opportunity to be reborn. I loved that. I loved that they gave him that storyline. They didn't just make him this bad villain that might kidnap somebody, but they gave him a bigger fleshed out storyline, and I loved that. Idris Elba played Macavity so well, and I really enjoyed his Macavity. I thought it worked so well for this film. So that was one thing I was really happy about. Macavity was brilliant. I also quite liked Taylor Swift's version of Macavity. That girl sang that song the way it was meant to be sung. It's supposed to be sultry, it's supposed to be really rich, and she did it so well, and I'm really happy that Taylor Swift brought her energy to that number. And I was quite surprised that she actually was an accomplice for Macavity, and I thought that was an extra twist that really lended itself to this film. So it was a nice surprise that actually came out of it. I didn't mind it. It was pretty good. Now let's talk about the James Corden elephant in the room. James Corden is getting a lot of hate these days for being in musicals, and I really like James Corden. He's a really good talk show host, and his carpool karaoke's are hilarious. His skits on his show are so good. He's getting a lot of hate for being in a lot of musicals these days, and I understand there's the whole drama with the Prom film and him being cast in that film, but I don't think that he should be penalized for being in a lot of musicals. I think some people might want to see other people cast in those roles, but I don't think somebody should be penalized for being a consistent casting, especially if they have the talent for it. And in my opinion, he does have the talent for it. I think James Corden, as cast as Bustopher Jones, actually worked really well. I think there were times where some of the jokes weren't needed. I think overall he got the essence of Bustopher Jones, which is really hard to do for the show. Bustopher Jones is an interesting character that a lot of people won't really remember. I think that James Corden really brought that character to life. So I didn't mind James Corden in this. I actually liked his character of Bustopher Jones. You can hate on me all you want, but I'm a fan of James Corden. So that's me. Don't come for me. Ian McKellen as Gus the Theatre Cat. Yes, I am here for it. I'm a massive fan of Ian McKellen. I love him so much, and he is just a brilliant actor in general, and he's growling. It's the funniest thing as well, because you didn't think that Ian McKellen would be like that when he does the little cat growls, but I mean, it was adorable. But I think Ian McKellen was well cast in Gus the Theatre Cat. He played it really well. And I just want to say, Skimbleshanks, the guy who played Skimbleshanks, oh my gosh, I live for a tap number. I live for tap. Tap is my thing. I love to tap. And every time tap comes up in a show or in a film, it is my moment of I'm so happy when tap comes on in a film or in a show. They made Skimbleshanks' number a massive tap number, and it made me so happy. It made me so happy. I loved it. That was one of my highlights. And going on from that, the choreography in general, I enjoyed so much. If you have really horrible choreography for Cats, then oh my gosh, it's an awful show. But the choreography was brilliant. Andy, the choreographer, yes, you are brilliant. You did brilliant choreography for this show. Judi Dench as Old Deuteronomy was sweet. I loved her Old Deuteronomy. It was such a sweet character, and that's what Deuteronomy is supposed to be. Originally, Deuteronomy is played by a male in the show. I love that they gave it to Judi Dench for the film. She played it so beautifully. I can't say, Judi Dench is just a queen. Speaking of queens, Jennifer Hudson as Grizabella. Yes, I am here for it. Oh my god. She belted out Memory like her life depended on it, and it was so well done. Like, I bow down to Jennifer Hudson. She's just a queen. I love her. Overall, I loved that they fleshed out some of the backstories for more characters. They gave some other characters more things to do, and in films you actually can have the opportunity to do that, so I really appreciated that they did that with some characters in this film. But overall, I mean, when you put one against the other, you have to pick the stage show. You can't pick anything else. And let's be honest, the CGI definitely put a lot of people off, including myself, of saying that it was a brilliant film. I think a lot of things could have been done differently, but honestly, the stage show, I think it's one of my favorite dance shows to actually watch. The choreography in the stage show, even though some people don't get the storyline and it's not a traditional show, I still love it. I still love Cats, and Andrew Lloyd Webber's music is mesmerizing, and I will say Andy's choreography for the film definitely was a standout. My heart will always belong to the stage show. That's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell to get notified for when more videos are coming your way. I really hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!